Okay, hello, brothers and sisters, Gloliv. Welcome to 40 day morning devotions, morning checking out, doesn't it? Morning marathon for happiness to empower you every day for happiness. So we are reading holy scriptures, world scriptures from different religions, and get inspiration and power for all day. Let's start it. One way to prove the existence of God is by observing the abundant evidence that God is trying to promote world citizenship and the concept of the world as a one nation. Can you find a certain universal ingredient in religion that encouraged loyalty beyond the level of the nation or race? That evidence alone is sufficient for us to recognize the existence of God, who through the course of history has been promoting unity. So we're reading now about the evidence of God's existence, and let's start with reading further evidence for God within the self. I cannot see him, nor word reveal him by the sense, austerity, or works. He is not known. When the mind is cleansed by the grace of wisdom, he is seeing by contemplation the one without part. Munka Upanishad, Hinduism. And go further with another fourth scripture. The thing that is called tower is eluding and vague. Vague and eluding, there is in it the form. Eluding and vague in the are things deep and obscure, and it is the essence. The essence is very real. In it are evidences. From the time of old until now, its manifestations are remain, by which we may see the beginnings of all things. How do I know that the beginning of all things are so? Through this tower, the Ching Tao. And next one. As the Holy One, I recognize thee, O wise Lord. When he came to me as good mind, the silent thought taught me the greatest good, so that I might proclaim it. Avesta Yasna. Zoroastrianism. Yeah, interesting. Who knows truly and who will be declared? What path lead together to the goal? God, only their lowest aspects of existence are seen, who exist on supreme mystical planes. Read Veda Hinduism. And further, reading world scripture. Okay, wait a second. Technical adjustments. Uh-huh. Teaching. Okay. Confucius said, the power of spiritual forces in the universe, how active it is everywhere, invisible for the eyes and impalpable to the sense. It is the inherent in all things, and nothing can escape its operation. It is the fact that there are these forces which make men in all countries fast and purify themselves, and with the solemnity of dress, institute service, and sacrifice and religious worship, like the rush of mighty waters, the presence of unseen power is felt, sometimes above us, something around us. In the book of Songs, it is said, the presence of the Spirit, it cannot be surmitted. How may I be ignored? Such is the evidence of things invisible that it is impossible to doubt the spiritual nature of man. Doc- Doctrine of the mean Confucianism. Further, let's go with the teaching of Messiah Second Coming, Sun Myung Moon. Before I came into being, God exists. Before I was able to think about God, God exists. God rules over my whole being, including my senses. This is the most important key to understanding. It is the principle that experience precedes understanding. We do not know what would it until we first cold. First, we feel the cold water, and consequently, we form a notion of cold. Likewise, to know that God exists, you should feel His presence in you very self. To what degree do you experience God? To what degree does your actual experience confirm God's existence? That is the question. God is alive. So, is the devil? How do you know that God exists or that the devil exists? Communism and philosophy in general raises this question. It is the philosophical argument of idealism versus realism. In the latter perspective, anything invisible is not real but merely an abstract idea. Even the conscience is the thought of a mere concept. It is the same with love. Love is also an abstract idea. From that point of view, yet in truth, love is not an idea. Love connects with everything in our actual life. Yeah, this is very interesting. Love connects with everything in our actual life. Do you have love? Do you have life? Do you have lineage and conscience? Then, have you ever seen love? Can you see life, lineage, or conscience? You know this exists, but you must acknowledge that you cannot see or touch them. You know them because you sense them until you mind. A similar logic applies to the question of whether God exists or whether a person can see God. Anyone can recognize God and confirm that He exists. Once God comes into your heart knows Him. Just as you understand the true meaning of filial piety only after having your own children, you can sense the value of your faith and experience the concrete existence of God only after you have put your faith into practice. Had humans not fallen, no one would question whether God exists. Each of us would know the answer through your original mind. Had humans been born from good parents whose original nature was fully developed, they would know God's existence naturally from birth. Doesn't a baby emerge from the womb knowing how to suck its mother breast? When the newborn is presented with the breast, it begins sucking instinctively. Likewise, had the human fall not occurred, we know instinctively know God. We would instinctively know God. Firmly relating with Him, we would know how to solve any problem and understand the right path to follow. However, because of the fall, that original relationship was forgotten. Humankind created a world in which people doubt the existence of God. This is indeed a miserable situation, just as An electron revolve around the proton. Human beings are made to revolve around the God. God can pursue the providence of for restoration because the human mind as an electron naturally relates to God's mind as its nucleus and proton. Hence, when we search for the truth, even all by ourselves, we begin to feel the vibration of God's life and the harmony of God's love. What is the world we long for our hearts? It is not the world that we perceive through the outward five senses, nor it is the world created by concepts. We long for the world of heart, fill it with God's love. In that world, we can feel the love of God in even the smallest subatomic particle. You must experience this world. Jesus said, "He would who has ears to hear will hear." You cannot experience this multidimensional, transcendent world with your everyday feelings. God's true homeland is the spirit world. If you want to truly know God, first know the spirit world where God lives and works. Yes, that is the teaching for today. So interesting. We read it that God is everywhere in our senses here and is transcendence time and space. And yeah, most important is that we are reading that is in ourselves and he is teaching always us. I experienced yesterday a very interesting day as we read about God's existence. And as I said, I wrote one book, God Existence, Evidence of God's Existence Now, and Global God Trends. And that's very interesting that we could feel it every day. And as scientists said that 90% of our time during the day we are discussing with ourselves and we have this idea, that idea, that idea, and we always like if you touch something, we go something. Every action that we do, we could do it as usual, or we could ask God how to do it better. And this helped me yesterday to feel it better and understand the situation better and make a best decisions. And this I want to inspire you today. Please practice this and try to feel it since as scientists said that 80% from spiritually said that 80% from our thoughts is not our but are tips from spiritual world. So some tips came from God, and that's most important to understand it. That as is He is written that and even to subatomic particles, we're supposed to understand it, and we will understand clearly the things and clearly the situation, and clearly, and by asking God, we could develop it better, as Thomas Edison say in the yesterday meeting. You could see it on our channel and read it, and make a lot of good invention in your life, uh, earn more money and be more happy, and most important, be in love because we was um, give birth, we was born by love, and we was raised by love of our parents, and we live in love in our family with our spouses and with our children. And yeah, wish you for today a great day, brothers and sisters. Please practice this, what we're reading in this great world scriptures, and have a really good day and salvation by these words today. And Yeah, technical adjustment. And yes, please make morning exercise and contact me anytime to join Building Family Kingdom. We have a lot of volunteer positions. Also, you could make a donation and contact for counseling. And also, you may invite me as a guest speaker at your online or offline event. So make morning exercise. Stay strong in this uh, interesting era, and wish you all the best. Contact me anytime in WhatsApp. There is a telephone number in the description. Bye bye. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Всего хорошего.